All right. I was gonna do Spurts. Yeah, I don't know how long that last one took us to click through, but let's go in and try to do it again. Strandy in from the get-go. Get her speed going. Just gonna like that. Just take it all the way to the cap. And then we get to gold find. Get the gold find turned on. What about a lot of people? And I don't really care about the pushing power of this formation. Just wanted to generate enough gold find that we go all the way past 250 with just click damage. Because of our favor now. Favor being E30 in this event. We can do that. We can just cruise right along and not really have to worry about building an optimal formation. Just give us lots. Ideally, it would be lots of speed and lots of gold find combination. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of speed champions. Briv's out of stacks. Briv's out of stacks, so he wouldn't help us much at all. What do we got with this Caddy Breach has? We're past her pity timer. We got an epic anyway. Push forward. I'll take it. Surprise epic. Surprise epic. Yeah, that made that run worth it. The surprise Caddy Bree epic. Thanks. We have push forward and mark for death. The only thing that I really I would take ultimate cooldown. I'd really want a crit chance. Really want that crit chance. Getting her crit chance above 100% is... Yeah. No, they're still like Dollar General and Dollar Tree, but they've raised the price, like of the things that they sell, like to say like, well, we'll now sell things that are, minimum price of whatever. Yeah. Or up to maximum price of whatever. Yeah, it's generally a bad idea to name your company after a valuation of goods because inflation. Because inflation. All right, we want some more speed. Want some more speed. Yeah, see, we have too many giant strength now. And we don't have any gold find. I wish that our spring celebration had given us gold find and health. It gave us a lot of giant strength and a lot of click damage. And I don't hate it. But gold find is great too. And health is useful. Yeah, inflation is the only reason I wouldn't name my company Poundland, though. Yeah, exactly. But you gotta remember, not America, right? You also don't want to name your company Pound Town or Poundland. Because a lot of what Dollar Tree sells can be found cheaper elsewhere, probably. Because at other places they're loss leaders, right? But the problem is in that and here's where they get you, is in that specific community where that Dollar Tree exists, is there one of those places nearby that sells it cheaper? And a lot of times, no. So a lot of times you get into these, you're in areas where those other businesses don't want to, they're like, no, we don't want to open a store there. And it's like, So, yeah. Just kind of taking advantage of the fact that those other stores that could sell it, that would sell it cheaper, don't want to open a store there because I think it's a bad neighborhood. And it's like, racist. Let's call it what they are. Racist. So, first time I saw a Dick's Sporting Goods, I asked, doesn't everyone make fun of this? Can I say, everybody loves Dick's. I said the same thing when I saw Come and Go. I'm putting this in chat so people understand. This is a gas station convenience store. You know better than that. This is a gas station and convenience store. And I was like, they knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing way back when they started it. And and when it was one store, they thought it was, it's and then it's a national, now it's a chain all over the place. Now it's a chain all over the place. But it's just like, what is it? Isn't it? Is it South Carolina? Hold on. Yeah, I think it's South Carolina, the college. Yeah, we'll come back. I'll finish this. We'll go back on this after the ad break because, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's South Carolina. Easy in. Well, I mean, that's could handle easy in better than. Oh, we're back. So as I was saying, University of South Carolina is their mascot or whatever, like their thing. They're called their name, their college sports name. They're the Gamecocks, but they just shorten it to Cox. And literally sell shirts that are like Carolina girls heart Cox, like because everybody knows. I'm like, go Cox, yeah, yeah. And hats that I love Cox, like they knew what they were doing. They know what they're doing. They're not like, oh my, like they know. They know. Used to work there. Nice. I mean, yeah, they know. Then they know. They know. What other school would let the students walk around like in shirts and sweatshirts and hats that say that? Like, no, no one, just there. They know. So some of these places, they absolutely know what they're doing. absolutely know what they're doing. We got a place here in Tulsa that, started a long time ago, and they try to say it's about like a wolf, and they call it Half Moon Plumbing. Like they're like, oh, like they. But I'm like, that's not no. That's the old plumber's crack joke. Like a full moon is your bare backside, and then the plumber comes in and they're fixing something, and half their backside is showing. It's the half moon plumbing, and they're like they lean so far away from that. They're like, no, we're super nice and blah blah. You won't find any of that kind of stuff. And half moon. And I'm like, no, that's not where you came from. That's not where you came from. Uh, oh, I'm sure Onyx. Yeah. Hmm. Oh yeah, Anvil. Yeah. I mean, there's. Yeah, I mean that's all, always the joke. Like movies love to come up with the hilarious letters. Like they'll come up with the name of the university and the way that for the fake university and the school, and yeah, it's always just the worst possible combination of letters on purpose. It's just get that shock factor, that little chuckle. But for businesses and like actual universities, I'm always like, wow. Wow. You really went there. Tedious Forge runs are, yeah, uh-huh, uh-huh. Like running to 2001 is and getting a lot of favor. I mean, I think dirt, using I think Penelope's gonna help maybe. Well, I don't even know. You gotta figure out how to maximize Penelope and Dirty Farm rather than Azaka farming. I got real lazy with my forge runs. Just whatever I got when I got there is what I kept. Which is why I've never been on my main account. I've never been over E100 favor. Gotten into E90s and I'm like, nah, I don't want a Zaka farm. I know it'd be E100, but it's like, oh, I did see that one. Yeah, that's they know what they're doing. They know their target audience. They know their target audience. What are we on gems? 67.93. Oh, I got a gold chest. Natural gold chests are great. Medium potion of speed. I'll take it. That's just the random upgrade to a gold chest you can get sometimes off of a boss drop. Yeah, whatever they can do to bring attention to themselves. But I wonder if I should wait and stockpile scales until they rework legendaries. No, 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 no. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but um, it kind of felt like, based on what Justin was saying, is that rework feels a long way away. It feels longer away than ever before. Really feels like alchemy is might be like in the hot seat, like and time gates. Um, yeah, it feels like alchemy is in the hot seat with time gates probably ramping up in priority now that events 2.0 is out and they realize, oh, this makes time gates feel real bad. I know no guarantees about that. That's just the way they make me feel when they're talking about it. Um, Trials last year, Trials was supposed to be the Trials were supposed to be the big launch, like the big release in the fall, and it got shelved for collections and guide quests, which then was so big it pushed into the beginning of this year. Um, and I think now, and then they, you know, ditched seasons and built events 2.0 up, and now I think they're like it seems like they're really doing quality of life stuff, which is we like that in this house. Um, like Alchemy would be the new system. Time Gates 3.0 would be a quality of life upgrade. They've talked about redesigning the champion UI, so all of that's something that they're working on actively, I guess. Yeah. No, I think they said, yeah. So, I mean, I don't know if it's a full redesign or just adding some stuff, but there's stuff. There's like quality of life stuff and then Alchemy. Alchemy, which as it would be a new system, but is quality of life also, but is a new system for quality of life upgrades, and then quality of life upgrades to current systems. But it's felt the most recent Dev Insights really is the one that makes me say this. It really felt like they were like, yeah, Trials is. I think what he wants to figure. Here's my thought process. It really sounds like he doesn't know how to fix legendary effects yet, and until he knows how to fix legendary effects, he doesn't want to touch that system. Right, which puts it lower down on the priority list now. So when he can come up with a good idea for fixing legendaries, then it goes into the priority list. So until Justin sounds firmer on how he plans to fix legendaries, then we can't expect it. I don't think you can expect it anytime soon. Collections and guide quests is. I can understand that Ledieth as a I know this is going to crack you up as a newer player. Uh, the collections dialogue is something that people started asking for in like year 1 or 2. It has been a long-term wish list item that just always got backburnered. And guide quests are not where they need to be, but it is at least a foundation and it's better than what there was, which was nothing, right? Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm not happy with the current state of guide quests. Uh, but yeah, the trials rework. The thing is trials is functional. It works, and the legendary forge is better than it was. It's the big problem is reforging, right? But both those systems are fair. You're sick of newer compared to me. I've been here 6.5 years. So yeah, you're paltry 2.5. No, no, but I'm just saying that you weren't around to hear all of the requests in years like 1, 2, and 3 before people just stopped asking for it because they figured it just wasn't going to happen. So it's not skewed. It's just that you don't perspective, like you don't have the same perspective. Um, so I get why newer players are like people that are newer to the game. Anytime, and that could means even people in the last 6 months to a year are like, where did this system come from? That's like it came from people asking for it for years. You just weren't here to know that. And it's the same thing when we start talking about people are like healing needs to be better in the game, and I'm like, I lived with that system, and it wasn't good. It was worse in a different way. Uh, and people don't really get that. People think, well, if my tanks just lived longer, if my tanks could just live forever, then I'd be able to beat a level and know. There are legitimate complaints, though, where I have the damage to kill things, but my attack falls over from a ranged arrow. Legitimate complaint. But then I wonder, did you go all in on damage and not on survivability? I don't know. I don't know. Cal Gaden, so the way their UI is set up is the text is all like the boxes can't the amount of data that goes in some of these boxes can't scale. You can't necessarily make just that doesn't necessarily work. They've talked about this before. David's the one to ask that question of. But it doesn't really the way the game's set up, they would have to basically redo a lot. So, yeah. And because you got to remember, it's not just about what it would look like on here on PC. It's also how would it look on consoles and also on mobile devices. And mobile devices is where it's horrible because the game was never meant to be played on a phone. They were only going to put it on tablets. But then some company released a tablet that was marked on the back end, or a phone that was marked on the back end as a tablet, and got access to the game store, and then they were just like, well, crap. And so they put a disclaimer in that, hey, this is because they never designed it to be viewed and played on phones. And even on tablets, it's not great, but it's better than on phones, right? But it's my understanding they'd have to basically redo the whole. They'd have to redo the whole game UI, and that's a huge undertaking. I was shocked back in the day when they built the console UI. I was like, they called it originally the gamepad UI, and I was like, why the hell did they do this? And then they released the game on consoles, and a while later, and I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Hi, Niscus. Thanks for hanging out. Picture this: Sicily, 1947. Picture this: Idle Champions, year 2. But what killed me recently, I think most people saw this, is when I went to hover over the auto progress thing. Because if you hover over these little white boxes, you get this nice little tooltip that tells you what happens when you place a familiar in the box. And then you come up here and it's not even on the screen, and I was like, what? How did this get through testing? And the reason it got through testing is they just made this. They put this here, but didn't. But then they were like, well, tooltips pop up everywhere. It'll be fine. But this tooltip doesn't move itself over, right? It needs to move itself, and it's never needed to anywhere else. So they never had that functionality on it, and now they need to put that functionality on it just for this. Hashtag, I don't know, tooltip problems. But yeah, it's anywhere else it didn't need the ability to do that. And I've already submitted a ticket, and they're like, oh, thanks, pass it on. And so whenever they get a chance to fix it, they'll fix it. But it's not like it's game breaking. It's just slightly annoying to some of us. Oh, bounty contracts. Okay, who was it I was gonna get? Cadibree's good. Spurt. Let's go get another Spurt pack. Get another Spurt pack. I mean, we are doing. I don't care. Instant gratification. Like, well, we are doing variant instant gratification. Boom. Danger Maker. Ultimate attack. Cool to excellent. Not what we wanted, but it's what we got. This is a great epic. I know it may not make sense, but The longer Spurt's ultimate is on cooldown, the more powerful his buff gets. So getting this to epic is worth it. I wish Pack Tactics was Centipede Net, but it isn't. We still need this blue, though. That was fine. That was fine. I am tempted to... I probably should have put Gale in here and then just put the Mage Hand roaming on the ultimate bar. To get progress on both. I feel like Gale's really needs to be at my wall. I just need to do that at my wall. Okay, good news. That email didn't bounce. Still don't have a newsletter. They posted in the official Discord about the lack of a newsletter. Oh. Anyone ask if anyone's lurking here and in Sean's formation save stream, ask about the newsletter. Say, hey, the newsletter doesn't seem to have gone out. What's going on? The 5-character drop this week totally catapult you towards Split the Party 2? No, because I'm on Epic. Yeah. So, no. Yeah. I did get Astarion though with the spring celebration, which gives me 4 over here, so that didn't help either. But he's great for gold find and his buff, despite Tyrrell being in blues with double digit average. A gearless Astarion had a better buff. And gold find on top of that. So Astarion, great pickup. Great pickup. Very happy with it. Usually Raflin, because I signed up for the newsletter back 6.5 years ago, mine usually arrives early afternoon my time. And I don't have one. And usually it's late, and usually it's more in the evening for this account, which signed up more recently. Yeah, in 3 months there will be an epic one, but it won't matter to this account at that point, right? That's fine. I wasn't trying to to do this coinciding with a drop of champions. The main goal for this account, I mean, it's really just trying to the main goal is get as much information about how the game works now, especially with I was hoping guide quests, but fortunately the game didn't really change with collections of guide quests. But it did change with events 2.0. So I'm already seeing that my new player reference is going to have to, its structure is going to have to change. The milestones are going to have to change. So I'm going to keep grabbing data for that. I did want to try to push this further, to all of the current evergreens. I don't know. It's a lot. I wanted to get more information about how how better to do patrons, like to make sure like my advice on patrons is actually feels good. I don't know. Yeah, so there's a lot of information I'm trying to get from this run. But it's not like I'm going to this specific thing and then I'm stopping. Like it's just trying to grab as much information to either make new guides or adjust current guides as I feel this account can provide. Like I've already switched away from just trying to do these with like core champions because we're just now that we've split the party, we have, we're coming up on 30 champions. You're not going to be using your core champions anymore. All right, Lucky Rider, no worries. We gotta go another 105 areas in the next 27 minutes. Cutting it close, folks. Cutting it close. I could pop another speed potion, but then I feel like we'd then it just end early. We'd end early. I mean, as long as we get most of this through, because there's no problem getting through this with the favor we have, with the fact that we're going to click all the way through this whole thing. Most likely, we don't need to get the whole thing in the VOD. This isn't even a functional formation, so yeah, it's delivering the function we need, which is just give me lots of gold. 69.22. And lots of gems, too. Oh, I got my time gate piece drop, folks. We were just at 6 earlier. I didn't even notice. Didn't even notice. All right. Yay. Wow. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we definitely need to... I mean, I'm focused. We're not going to be as hyper efficient as I was hoping for. I didn't even think that. I didn't stop to realize just how much Events 2.0 changes the progress path towards Vajra. Or else that time we spent doing all those tomb variants, we would have spent doing Waterdeep stuff. We'd be 8 adventures, at least 8. Well, probably almost done with Waterdeep stuff by now, with the 15 that we need for unlocking Vajra. If I had processed that, but this is the first time we've had Events 2.0. I just didn't process it. Who am I targeting next for the manual time yet? I don't even know. I don't even know. All right, the problem we have here is we don't have a tank. So Bailey Errol Tavabent is just wrecking our crew, but we got her. I don't know. So the next event. The next event should be the Great Modron March. The running is got nixed. So, Evelyn in 6. Helix in what, 5? Man, if I'm wrong, let me know. Jaheira 9? That's right. Keelik 5, yeah. But Evelyn 6, Keelik 5, Jaheira 9, Mehen 2, Nordum also 9, Mehen 3. Thank you, Mika. Avandra's 4 for sure. Nordum also 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 champions. So we don't know who the Like we can assume maybe we might be getting 2 from the running, maybe. Well, no, it might be one of the 2 from the running went into the current one. Maybe we get Xander and Shandy from Midsummer. I don't know. I don't know who the other 2 that we'd be getting at. So if we look at that, then Mahen would probably go here. Avandra would go here. We'd need someone in 9. Oh man. Part of me wants Jaheira. I think it could be Jaheira or Nordum. So we would have 3, 5, or 3, 4, and 9 for sure, because we already have 3 here. So 3, 4, 9. Oh, Entrees is 4, Avandra's 5. Dang it. That's right, because she swaps with Briv. My bad. No, then not Avandra. Then not Avandra. Man, Avandra and Keelik both in 5. Nordum and Jaheira both in 9. So I would get, in the next event, based off that, I would get a 3 and a 9. Yeah, True One had to just let him know that it didn't. Go kick the mail server, because nothing went out. To let him know year 1 players did not get a newsletter yet. Okay. Yeah, it should have been here a long time ago. Okay, so I know a 3 and a 9. So then we got to look 1, 2, 4, 7, 8. Human. It's got to be Human, right? 8, 11, and 12. It's got to be Human. My next manual's kind of got to be Human. To swap here. I feel like that's probably... I mean, 1 for speed would be Deacon. 2 would be Whittle. 4 would be Sentry. Deacon and Whittle would be okay options, but I think Human is probably the better option. 12 would be Vi for speed. 11 doesn't have a speed. Neither does 9, so well, I wouldn't be going there anyway. 7 doesn't. 7 doesn't have a speed? Yeah. So Human. I think Human would be my next targeted time gate. New feat. Well, Jarlaxle's only feat that I have left is Charisma, and I don't care to slot it, so it doesn't do anything for him. Yeah. So after formation save, he'll go restart the server, and then it'll be out. No, that's fine, Lydia. Gearless Elminster Sorrows Resolve? Wow. Yeah. Just don't DMCA me for this.
There's a 330. Okay. Now I can get through. There we go. Okay.
Why are you... Oh, you just hot swapping in and out? Interesting.
Okay. And then I switched
multiple formations.
Okay. Now I go Dark Urge. For Inbone. Okay. Poison.
That's just so much manual work. God, I hate it so much.
DM. Oh, reset. Yes. Okay, go.
Yeah, good job. I could not. I don't like that manual play. Hey, Monster Obliterator, nice. No. Yeah, that looks like what happens when you don't. It feels like when you don't have the health. that would be coming off the items to stay alive? I feel like you had the damage. Yeah. I got like laser focused, I think, on getting to Sorrel's Resolve because I love it so much, like on this account. And yeah, I gotta check myself and be like, no, Vajra's a thing. That's not normally something that happens this soon. We've got 4 extra champions that we didn't normally have. Or 5 or 6 if you want to consider. Well, Astarion, we would have gotten somebody. But that Carlock giveaway was another one. Like 5 champions I wouldn't normally have by this point, so wouldn't normally be worried about unlocking Vajra and making sure I have the requirements done. But yeah, do I like the crash test dummies? I did a long time ago. I haven't heard them like any of their new stuff. Saw them in concert in college with Mila Jovovich opened. I don't know if anybody knew that she was also a singer. I didn't at the time. I was like, really? The actress? Okay. It was pretty good. She was pretty good. So there's a few albums right around that period that I listened to from Crash Test Dummies, and nothing like after. I mean, I should probably pull them up on Spotify sometime and see if I like any other stuff after that, if they have stuff after that. But like Afternoons and Coffee Spoons, yeah. Yeah, Onyx. I went out after that and bought her album because I was like, I actually enjoyed that. Hmm. Katie Lang, I don't think I've heard a Katie Lang song in decades. It's who else? The album was called The Divine Comedy. That's the one I have. And The Gentleman Who Fell was obviously like the single with the that probably has a video. I don't know that the rest of it would have videos, but they probably got the music somewhere, Spotify or YouTube. Oh, covering all the songs playlist. Nice. Okay. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, no need to share a link. I've got the actual physical album somewhere, and I can just pull it up on Spotify if I want to listen to it. Or back when iPods first came out, when it was something the size of my phone, but thicker, right? About twice as thick, and I could put every CD I owned on it. It was great because then I'd set up a shuffle and I'd let it just play through everything, or sometimes I would set it up and just let it play through all of the musicians, bands, groups, whatever, and all of their albums in order, just until I heard everything. And just, like, yeah, I own all this. This is good. This is good. It would take a long time, but that was back when I worked in insurance it was in the computer, the internet division. Uh, so I could just sit there all day long with earbuds in, or actually I had a headphones on and noise canceling headphones, and then just my iPod and a charger, and I'd just work my whole shift every day, and nobody bothered me. Nobody bothered me. I just listen to music, read books, do my work. Are you going to share for chat? Well, chat knows how to Google. Chat knows how to Google. Now that they know what to look for. But yeah, I think it took like a month or two for me to get through all of my stuff. I still do have like a couple hundred CDs. I just haven't bought CDs in a long time because they take up space. I've got Jason Charles Miller CDs. I got like Taylor Swift CDs. But I haven't gone like CD shopping in a long time. It's just like, well, Spotify. You don't have a lot of disposable income. You don't buy a lot of CDs. I think I might be closer to 300 now, because when I was working in insurance, I started buying more. I had lots of disposable income, so I could. Bought CD. I would go to Best Buy every Tuesday on the way home from work, and check out what dropped and see in music and movies, and buy whatever I wanted. Still buy a Blu-ray now and then. I don't know the last time I bought a Blu-ray, but yeah, I would still, for a while I was still buying them, and then yeah, just again, lack of disposable income meant if I had money, it was just going towards a streaming service so I could watch bunches of stuff all the time, and stopped buying stuff. But then nowadays, streaming services will just ditch a show or a movie or whatever, and they don't even make physical versions, and it's just gone forever, and it sucks. In my day, we Googled with the Dewey Decimal System. Yeah, fair. Fair. Not fun. Yeah, we're almost to our click damage goal. That'll just guarantee we can do this no problem. 7,000 gems, so 70% of the way there to getting our next familiar. Doesn't feel like we've lost out on any progress on that either. I mean, like, you know, I don't know that the chests we bought would have given us enough speed potions for us to be racing through this content. I don't feel too bad about that. Had to happen at some point. How many resources do I usually bank between events? Oh, you mean like, are we talking specifically bounties? Oh, I don't like blacksmithing. I don't process that as a between event thing. I don't even know what I have banked right now. So all I really process is like bounties, and I don't shoot for a specific number. What I do is I make sure that I'm opening. Well, now with events 3.0, I open 3,000 gold chests before every event, or like, you know, between the start of one event and the start of another. Like basically, what happens is I'll use all of my bounties when an event hits, and those are my tokens for that event. Period. And then I will open like I won't open any more bounties after that initial dump. Phrasing. And then once I get the newest champion, I opened 3,000 gold chests to refill my bounty supply, and then also get all the new all the feats for that champion, and any new gold chest feats they've added since I opened all those gold chests before. And then I also open up however many silvers I happen to have looted. So and that number varies based off how much gold, like gem farming, I'm doing, right? But I open up a flat number. I don't like spend a certain number of gems. I just open up a flat number of chests currently. It used to be 2,500, and now with Events 2.0, I've been trying to bump it up to 3,000. Because really, I'm trying to bump my on my main account. I'm kind of trying to bump my average item level floor up to 250. With the idea, because it's been at 200 for a long time, the idea being that then every champion that has a shinied alt cooldown will be capped. Like, it's silly, but that's my next milestone, right? You gotta give yourself some kind of milestone. And I haven't really been dumping, so I haven't really been dumping blacksmithing contracts to get anybody up there. I've been storing blacksmithing contracts, so when a champion that mops come out, because what I was trying to do, I was like, I'm just going to get every champion that mops up to an average item level of 1,000, like that. Whatever their mop item, I want to get it to 1,000. So not average item level 1,000, but I want to get that item to 1,000. And unfortunately, they keep adding mobs. They keep adding more mobs, so it's just consumed all my blacksmithing contracts. Or else I could probably, you know, I might be at a 7 jump briv, right, and on my way towards 9. But on the you know, the upside of that is I can build formations even in restrictive variants, and they've got power. Last time we went really hard was Virgil. Well, yeah, he was very high up there, and he didn't have a golden, so it was a lot. Dynahair, although, was also really up there. Dynahair and Virgil are high maintenance speed champions. They need a lot of item levels just to get to their cap. Did I max Dynahair? I think so. I don't have my main account up to know. Oh dang! I should have had my main account up today. Gem farming. Whoopsie. I just like to have all my options. I like to have all my options available, and I think I did. Finish capping Human, nice. Look, capping Human is a great first goal. Did I bother with a 9-jump Briv? If it meant you couldn't open Electrums anymore. That's where I'm at, is wondering. One of the big reasons I didn't bother going was because, like, committing fully to that a long time ago was I didn't want to have to not open chests anymore at all. So, but yeah, like Human is going to be the next. Like, I've pumped a bunch into Briv here, but Human is like we're up there, pretty up there. But Human is the next champion. I would want a manual time gate, and I would probably then switch from Briv, dumping item contracts into Briv, into dumping into Human, because I feel like if we throw him in here somewhere, I feel like his jump. Yeah, we're still not. I need an epic. We're at 56.5. I don't know what 100% one jump is, but that's like 50. The 50%, like jumping 50% of the time is pretty solid for him. We burn through his stacks pretty well, and I'm not doing deep pushes often enough to really fill them back up again. So I feel like he's good at a 50. I could have probably stopped at 50%. Probably should have stopped at 50%. That might be my recommendation for people going forward. And then just worked on Human. Shiny Epic. Well, Epic isn't. Oh, Shiny Epic item level is 250 for 100%. Okay, yeah. I'm a ways away from. I'm not that far away from 250, I guess. That's good to know, though. But I feel like maybe if I'd stopped him at 50% while I had a blue, if I had an epic, I probably would consider going all the way to 250, but I didn't. My epic didn't land there, right? At blue, I probably should have stopped at 50% and just been like, yay, half the time I get to jump. And then started saving for Human. And then started. I don't want to chase 751 to get to 100% jump, but that's a lot. For this account, that's a lot. I think 50% of the time means he's running out of stacks more often than I'd like, honestly. And that's where Human comes in. Human's speed would be more active all the time. And I think we're at a good health value, like he stays alive the way I need him to for the most part. We saw him falling over at the end of that run, which means we actually now have more damage than we have survivability, which is kind of a problem. If we were trying to push super deep because we needed to, that would be a problem. We don't need to. That was just us getting favor, and we were getting way more favor than we actually need. Wow, that was kind of close, Black Widow. Yeah, turn off that auto progress and level those champions up. Overlevel them if you have to. Oh yeah, mean cab. Like again, priorities. Events more important than new patron, right? Events is more important than new patron. Did he throttle his jump when he starts running it? No, he just runs out of stacks. He just jumps, and then runs out of stacks and stops jumping. Yeah. We're going a little long because we're right at the end. So we're gonna wrap this up, and then we're gonna get out of here. Yeah. So tomorrow morning, over on the Cena Games channel, it'll be Garo's Guide to Greengrass Flex Champions. So we'll cover all of them. And then lightly, not like super deep, because there's a lot. And then tomorrow afternoon, we'll come back here, keep working on our progress. I will make a decision as to whether we focus water deep or events. I'm still on the fence. I don't think we're going to do a Sunday stream, pop-up Sunday stream. What I need to do is cut up all of these VODs and post them up and move them over to YouTube. And that's going to take me a lot of time.